All right, let's get into a conversation here. Let's get into a conversation here. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Eminem, good old Eminem, who is how old is Eminem now? You gotta be 50, right? Age 51. So Eminem is 51 years old now. And I know that he still, probably gets the itch, which I feel like all rappers or all artists end up getting, after sitting idle for, however long. Like Joe Budden has said that for a while, but I don't think he's ever gonna jump back in the booth because again, why would he? He doesn't need to because he's successful doing other ventures. But Eminem decided to hop back out and came out with a new song slash video called Houdini. And I'm not gonna play it because I know I'm definitely not playing with Eminem. Out of all people, I still don't know. I need the sauce on how people be getting away with doing their reactions because there's hella people who are like super popular on YouTube that do that. I know they just have it in the corner there, but I'm like that can't be it, right? That can't be how y'all are beating the algorithm unless y'all are just getting copyrights on every single video and y'all just don't care. Whatever. That's beside the point. So we're not going to react to it. But I do want to talk about the song and I want to talk about Eminem's place in the rap Mount Rushmore slash who is the greatest rapper of all time? Who is your GOAT? What up, Black Sage? What up? What up? What up? So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I watched the video. I watched the video and I listened to it. Regardless of what some people want to say, I actually listened to the lyrics. But I just want to give you a little background on my Eminem fandom and what I had to realize, what I had to come to terms with when it comes to Eminem and his legacy and his place and like my top rappers of all time personally, and then compare it to what other people's opinions are on who they think is the best. So when I first started listening to Eminem, I saw My Name Is, I saw that on MTV and the box. Like when that came, I was like, what the heck? Like, who is this? I think everybody had the same reaction. Who the hell is this white boy? Popping out the gate. Saying, "Hi, my name is," like, what a funny video. And through that, that's how my fandom started. Like I didn't really know like how vulgar and how shocking that this man could be growing up. And once you started diving deeper into like his albums and all the videos that he's put out, all the people who he talked about, all the people who he's dissed, all the crazy things that he said before that might not fly now. Even though in this video in this song he's going against that. He like F woke culture. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I don't care. I can say whatever the hell I want, and you can get mad, but SMD, like, like F y'all. Like, I don't care. I don't care what's going on. But I felt like when I first started listening to Eminem, it was something that as a child, as an adolescent, I know I shouldn't be listening to because I mean this man literally talked about killing his spouse. Like he went that far. I mean, multiple songs like talking about a whole song talking about it, multiple songs mentioning it, alluding to it, and back then like it was shocking, but I think like collectively we just knew that it wasn't real. Like we knew that it wasn't going to happen, or at least we thought, like why would he do that? Like it just sounded crazy, but still, like we just brushed it off. We brushed off a lot of things that Eminem has done, especially in the beginning of his career. And I think that was the appeal of him in the beginning with the masses. Cause like I said, we grew up with this dude, right? Like a lot of us grew up with this dude. So a lot of us, especially in my age range, all the millennials, like we were adolescents at the time listening to him, and technically, we weren't supposed to be listening to it because parental advisory, you need to be a certain age to listen to it. So for me, when I heard Slim Shady LP, like I heard it through my brother's older brother, and his older brother didn't want him listening to it, but he snuck and listened to it, and then I listened to it, right? So we heard the whole album, and the same thing for Marshall Mathers LP. Like his older brother got Marshall Mathers LP, he couldn't listen to it, but he snuck and listened to it, and then I listened to it, and I like became like a super fan at that point. Like I ended up getting Marshall Mathers LP for myself. Don't ask me how I got it. I don't remember how I got it, but I bought it, right? So I bought it. I bought it and I listened to it until, until the CDs, got scratched up. Like that was my thing. I used to he said one of your brothers, older brother, just be your bro. I mean, did I say that? I don't have a brother. If I said that, my bad. My friends, sorry. I don't know what. My bad. My friend's older brother. I hella did say my brother's older brother. Excuse me. So that was messed up. I don't have any brothers. I'm the only child. My friend's older brother. So excuse me for that. My friend's older brother was the one who initially got me into it because he ended up listening to it. His older brother was like, "No, you can't listen to it because parental advisory. You're young. You should be listening to this." But he's not gonna listen to it. So and we both were listening to it together. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, that sounds crazy, right? Anyway, so I ended up getting I got Marshall Mathers LP for myself, and like that's what I used to do. Like every chance that I got, I used to listen to the CD from beginning to end. I remembered the lyrics. I remember recently Flock and Siggy, like we were talking about like lyrics that like in songs that we just remember the lyrics word for word. Like and we just listen to CDs like constantly over and over and over. And now, that's not the case so much anymore because we're in the streaming era, so you have instant access to anything, so it's more of a microwave era now. But back then we used to listen to singular projects like crazy, right? Like so I just used to listen to Marshall Mathers LP over and over and over. And you couldn't tell me nothing. Eminem was my favorite rapper. I was like, hey, ain't nobody rapper like this dude, right? So it was crazy. But when the Eminem show, he said my friend, brother, uncle's father, that's his cousin, right? The music video goes hard. Here go Ronan. What up? Mr. The star of last night. The star of last night. So when the Eminem show came out, that's when things started to turn for me. That's when things started to turn for me. The Eminem show was a good album, but I think around that time I could sense that like maybe this whole shock thing that Eminem was doing wasn't appealing to me anymore, right? Like it wasn't appealing to me as it was when I was younger. Cause let's see, let's just check. Let me see. Eminem discography. Eminem discography. Let's see here. I want to see the years and what stuff came out. So yeah, Slim Shady LP was 99, Marshall Mathers LP was 2000, Eminem show came out in 2002. So I was let's say Canada one. I was 14. I was 14 years old when the Eminem show came out. And around that time I was just like, like I don't know. Like Eminem show was good. It has some songs on there that I like, but that's when he started kind of losing his appeal to me. Encore I did not buy. I like after Eminem show, I didn't buy any more Eminem albums. Like, and this came out, and that's crazy, right? Because going from this is my favorite rapper, like he could do no wrong, to like after his third album, I'm just kind of like meh, right? I'm kind of like meh. So I did not buy Encore. Did not like it at all. Relapse, hated it. like the recovery, like this whole part of Eminem discography erased from my mind. Like I didn't like any of those albums at all. Marshall Mathers LP 2 as well. That came out in 2013. So you have for me from 2002 to even Revival, like forget like all of those, bro. From 2002 to 2017. So we're talking 15 years. Damn, I'm old as fuck. 35 years. That's crazy though. A whole 15 years, bro. That I was just like, nah, like I ain't buy any of these albums. I listen to them, but nah, I just like I skip past them, bro. I skip past them. Encore, Relapse, Recovery, Marshall Mathers LP 2. I thought it might have been like, we're bringing it back to the Marshall Mathers LP, my favorite Eminem album, but it was still like, nah, like he just went like full pop on that one and like all of these albums, I was just like, nah, man, nah, that ain't it. But when Kamikaze came out in 2018, when Kamikaze came out, that kind of brought me back. But the main reason why it brought me back is because after all these years, he finally was like, "Yo, let me lend my my pen to some other beats." Like, who would have thought he would have got freaking Take Keith, a Take Keith beat? Like, what the? Like, it started working with other people. So Kamikaze, he kind of got me. I was like, all right, like, maybe this is it, right? And Music to Be Murdered by, I listened to that too. He had a couple songs on there that I liked, but it kind of went right back to how he was with this whole run of 4 albums over the span of 5 albums over the span of 15 years that I just erased from my mind, right? So I don't know. It just really didn't hit for me. And then Curtain Call too. Like, I almost forgot about the like Curtain Call as well. Like, I barely even listened to the re-up. The re-up was all right. That came out in '06. Like, that was okay. 8 Mile, you couldn't tell me none that came out in '02. Like, 8 Mile was still one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that. Love the freaking movie. So this goes to say, now fast forward to 2024, right? Fast forward to 2024. Now we got Houdini, and the whole concept of at least the video, but really the whole premise of the song is Slim Shady is back, right? Slim Shady is back, and there's a portal that opened from 2002 to 2024. So he's looking around. What up, Mr. Flex? Like, he's looking around. He like, what the f is going on? Like this. You're like, the world now is gay. And he literally said that, but he like that means happy. Like, he tried to cover himself. He like, man, the world is gay. B he said, what's popping? So that's the whole premise of this whole video and the song. It's like, yo, like, woke culture is crazy. Like, you had multiple references in here. You had multiple cameos. They had 50 Cent in here, Snoop Dogg, Boogie, Dr. Dre. Like, they did the whole Rap Boy thing again. So that's what he ended up doing. Rap Boy with the Robin suit and Dr. Dre and Batman. So they were doing that. And the premise was, he's gonna go and try to stop Shady, because Shady is just ruining the world. Like, he just on this, I don't give a f attitude. And he like, I don't know what's going on right now in 2024, but I don't like it. Right. So that was the whole premise. And people picked out the lines. Like, the people were mad about the Meg line. People were mad. Well, I don't see too many people mad about the RuPaul line, but people were harping on the Meg line and the R. Kelly line, when he said R. Kelly's favorite group is the Black Eyed Peas, the Black Guy Peas. And then it was one more line that people were tripping about. Oh, because he said he has a transgender cat. He said he has a transgender cat. That I got exactly what he said. I think he said it identifies as Chinese. Yeah, a transgender cat that identifies as Chinese. So people were harping on those 3 lines. They were like, "Man, this nigga corny," and I'm just like, what do you expect from this man at this point, right? Like, this is how he's always rapped. And technically, if he's trying to channel his inner Slim Shady from 2002, we're talking 22 years ago, then those are the type of lines that you're going to get, right? Like, those are the type of lines that you're going to get. So I don't really know, like, what people were expecting here, if this is where we're trying to go with this concept. But this leads me back to my overall thoughts about Eminem and his place on the rap Mount Rushmore. And I mentioned it before. Like, I felt like I started losing the appeal, or he started losing the appeal to me, of like being a shock rapper. I think that Eminem at his core is one of the more lyrical rappers. It's really not too many people that can touch him lyrically, like, from just a pure rapping standpoint, regardless of the lines that you pick out that might be corny or whack or whatever. I think that Eminem is one of the best rappers, period, ever, like, to ever grace the mic. And I think that Eminem, as far as a rap battle slash beef standpoint, it's really nobody that can touch him. Like, Eminem has destroyed so many people in the industry, it's not even funny. Like, no, like, anybody who tried to come after him, he like, yo, like, I don't care what you saying. Like, I'm going to continue dissing you until you die. Like, that's how petty Eminem is. Like he just does not care. He's never cared since he came out. So I think from those standpoints, like he cannot be touched. Musically though, musically, once he started getting on the pop stuff, like I said, for whatever reason, maybe he's trying to stay relevant, maybe he just felt like he was a different place in life. I lost touch. I lost touch with him. I did not like any of those songs during that period. The 15-year period, I was just like, nah, bro. Like this is not it. I feel like Eminem's biggest problem during his career after the Eminem show was that he probably was like, yo, like, how long can I keep up with this shock rapper stuff? Like, how long can I really do this? And I felt like if he wanted to go in another direction, he truly didn't know which direction that he wanted to go in. Now, again, he's had massive success. Like, there are other people just love all of these songs during that 15-year period. But for me, it was just like, nah, like I don't feel like I'm growing with you. I don't feel like you're trying to grow with your audience. And now, fast forward to 2024, you have people in my age range who, some people still regard him as the GOAT. There are still people who are excited when he raps or hops on features. But has Eminem has Eminem done enough or stayed relevant enough that the younger generation, the Gen Zers and now Gen Alpha, can really mess with him? And because again, like Gen Zers, especially, they are super woke, they are super progressive, and they started trying to pick him apart like immediately. Like they were like, "Oh, listen to him say the F word back then. Like he would talk about everybody. Like he said the he said the F word freely. Like so they were trying to cancel. I'm like, man, like y'all are way too late with this. Like you can't cancel this man. It's way too past that point. Yeah, if he would have tried to do that stuff today, like it would have been tough. I would say the last person tried that, like he was in the Hops and Tyler the Creator crowd. Like those are technically his sons. But Tyler did it, and even Tyler learned. He like, yo, like I can't keep doing this for too long. Like he said the F word too. And he was tried that shock stuff. Hobson did the shock stuff. So they were all in the same vein doing it. But how long can you truly do that and stay relevant and have the same success or even more success? Like you can come out the gate and you can start a conversation, but how are you going to stay relevant? How are you going to appeal to the masses if you're going to constantly make certain sectors of the world upset every time that you say something that offends them? So, what up, Taco? So that was what I felt like with Eminem. Again, like that's you to your core. Like that's your persona. Like you have these personas: Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and Eminem. Like those were your three personas. And Slim Shady was the one who always took it too far, right? So with Slim Shady, it was just like, well, you can't keep doing that for too long. So Slim Shady kind of just went away. But Marshall Mathers or Eminem, Marshall Mathers was more of what I resonated with. But Eminem, like I feel like just the Eminem side, I was just like like nah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know about these pop tracks. Like this just isn't you. So I say that to say this, it took me a while, and I feel like a lot of people are coping at this point because we still want to regard Eminem as one of the greatest lyricists and one of the greatest rappers of all time. But as the years went by, like I just said, I had the 15-year gap when I just did not care about anything that Eminem was doing. And I had to come to terms with myself because I used to tell people, when they ask me, who's your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite rapper? It's Eminem. Like I used to say it with no hesitation. But as I started getting older, I'm like, yo, like I can't say that. Like if I'm not actively listening to him or like his music, like anybody's music, why would I say that they're my favorite? Like I feel like if you're going to be my favorite, then you have to stay relevant in my life and my taste. And Eminem at that point just wasn't saying anything that resonated with me. Like, and I will say this, like I said, I feel like this is another thing that people just don't want to admit, but Eminem is one of the worst beat pickers ever in history, as far as especially with his success. He picks terrible beats, he makes terrible beats, and it's like, bro, you had Dre in your corner for all these years, and even Dre makes you some whack beats. Like, I don't know if you're just like in the studio with Dre, like, no, do it like this, do it like this. Like, I don't know what their studio sessions are like, but Eminem is a terrible beat picker. Absolutely terrible. I've never liked a lot of beats that he picked, and I only tolerated some things that Dre made for him. Like again, it was just more of the shock value back then that really kept me into the game. And then again, some of the Dre beats, as you could tell were Dre beats, they were actually dope. But Eminem by himself, man, Eminem's terrible. Eminem has never been good at producing. Never been good at producing. I don't know how anybody could really argue that. He's terrible at producing, and whatever beats that he picks, a lot of them are bad. They're just bad. And this goes back to to my conversation on how I generally go into music as a whole, not just rap, but I'm a production first type of person before I start to dissect and pick apart lyrics. If the production isn't moving me, then 9 times out of 10 I'm going to be uninterested unless like something comes along that you said that I'm like, yo, like maybe I should listen to the song because I want to hear what you actually said and what the full context is. But that's just me. You could take it however that you want to, but that's me. That's how I tend to listen to music. I'm a production first, lyrics second type of person. So that was one of my biggest knocks on Eminem. That's been one of my biggest knocks since the beginning of Eminem's career. But I feel like he had a sound. He had a different type of sound during the Slim Shady uh, LP and the Marshall Mathers LP. And then once we got the Eminem show, then it got way too commercial for me, way too slow, way too poppy for me. And that's when I kind of just started losing touch. So again, dialing it back, I had to come to terms, I would say probably 2015, 2016. Like my answer started to change when someone asked, "Well, who's your favorite rapper?" And I'm like, "Damn, I don't really have a favorite rapper right now, right? Like I don't have one. I can tell you who my favorite rapper right now, but my favorite rapper of all time, I don't know." And so I had to come to terms with myself. I'm like, I truly don't know at this point. I want to say Eminem, but I can't say it. I can't say it, and he just lost touch with me. So I feel like a lot of people are just hanging on to what was of Eminem. Like again, we recognize he's one of the best lyricists of all time. We recognize he's one of the best dissers of all time because he will tear somebody up limb from limb. He's one of the best cipher rappers. He's one of the best rap battlers. But as far as just his overall legacy of song making and his relevance over this long, illustrious career since '99 or even earlier than that, because Infinite came out, but Slim Shady LP in '99 was the one that really started his entire career. But we just have to admit it, man. We just kind of gotta admit it. You can still put him on your Mount Rushmore, but Eminem really doesn't appeal to everybody anymore. Again, and we're just really recognizing and acknowledging what he's done throughout his career. But I think a lot more people just need to understand that like he just don't got it anymore. Like this song isn't moving me how it would 10, 15, 20 years ago during that 3 album run of like I'm just gonna shock rapper you and lyric you to that, and anybody who talks about me, I'm just gonna diss him into the ground. So like that just doesn't work for me anymore. So it's cool. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people are excited about this. Well, understandably so. He's one of the most popular rappers and artists of all time. His accolades are very impressive, and literally nobody can take that away from him. Literally nobody can take that away from him. But just as far as like his legacy and in a lot of people's lists, I think that you should drop him down. I think that you should drop him down. I think that there are other artists who have remained relevant throughout this entire time, and there are no like there aren't too many down points in their career. Like I can say almost without a doubt that like Jay-Z, in my opinion, has a better discography than Eminem as far as like just overall. Like I know that there are like people talked about Kingdom Come back then, and I love Kingdom Come since the beginning. Like I don't know what people's problem with Kingdom Come was. In hindsight, people were like, "Oh man, Kingdom Come was kind of dope. Like Kingdom Come had some hits on it." I'm like, I don't know what y'all listen to, but people crapped on Kingdom Come, and I understand it was because after the Black album, they had high expectations, but Jay-Z rarely had any misses. I mean, you could say 444. I've seen people say that they don't like 444, but I think that that's some real mature rap. Jay-Z has also said, like, I can't rap about the same stuff. Like, I'm not gonna rap about drugs anymore and all that bravado stuff. Like, I'm rapping about having these paintings in my house that's worth more than your house or your entire legacy, and I'm keeping that for my kids. Like, that's the type of rap that I can relate to now. Like, I can't directly relate to, but it sounds like something that's more attainable to me than shock rap, right? Yeah, Nas has had one of the best comebacks of all time. And I feel like that's not talked about enough. That, bro, this man got with Hit Boy and just, I don't know, that man went nuclear, bro. That man went nuclear. Nas is another one that I would say right now, like, I put Nas over Jay-Z as far as like my Mount Rushmore, because uh like Nas just got like super inspired and that man went crazy, bro. That man went crazy. But again, that just kind of goes to say that, like, Eminem hasn't really evolved with his audience for me. And I feel like Nas has and Jay-Z has. They understand what ages that their audience are right now, and they don't try to stick to the same, I don't want to say gimmicks, but they don't stick to the same formula that got them popular in the first place. Again, this song right here is pure nostalgia. You cannot like, that's what it is. It's pure nostalgia here. And it's cool, but I don't want to see Slim Shady anymore. I'm sorry. And I don't think that the younger audience knows about this, and if they do, they don't care about it because they're upset at you for what you're saying. Like, you talk about gay people, you talk about you talk about how woke that everybody is now, and I mean, you might have offended somebody. Like, it doesn't matter that you don't care, Eminem, but there are people who are extra sensitive nowadays, so they don't like it. And when they went back to listen to your old stuff, they really didn't like you. So they could care less, what you're doing. And again, it's cool. You try to bring it back, but I don't know what this new album is going to consist of. But if you bring your Slim Shady back, it's gonna be a tough one, bro. It's going to be a tough one to try to not only keep your core audience that grew with you, but also get the younger audience to really rock with this. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. I mean, I'm only 28. I still remember hearing it when I was younger. Younger audience definitely rock. But yeah, like I said, it's tough. It's really mainly us, man. Yeah, I checked out the new. Yeah, I did listen to the new Vince Staples album. It was nice. It was nice. Very mature. Vince also matured. So I don't know, but this is my thoughts on Eminem. I wouldn't put him in my GOAT conversation anymore when it comes to just overall legacy and catalog. I put him in the GOAT category for just pure lyricism, like skill in rapping. Everyone knows that Eminem can rap. Everyone knows that Eminem can rap, but it's just like his overall just message and his subject matter, and we just gotta admit it. It just hasn't evolved. It's really the same stuff, and we just gotta accept it. Really, we just gotta accept it. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll see. I said we'll see. Again, I just think it's a lot of coping because I've seen people say, "Oh my god, my rap goat is back," and I'm like, really? Like, you've been rocking with him for this long? Seriously? You still got him as your favorite rapper of all time? You got him in your top 10, but on what criteria are you grading? Because I don't think you really listen to all that stuff. And some people who like that stuff back then are kind of afraid to admit that you liked it now, because other people gonna get on your head. Oh, you like that? Oh, he's he's homophobic. No, you're just heterophobic. They ran that my gene. Watch out my gene of those ball gene. That's my motherfucking ball gene. Better let go of them. They better like a hospital though. You never get old. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the same stuff, man. Hey, it's me, Versace. Whoops, somebody shot me, and I was just checking the mail. Get it? Checking the mail. Like, like, I remember this stuff, bro. And again, like, he was just talking about people, man. He was talking about people the whole time. But again, like, those raps just don't resonate with me anymore, man. And again, I may be a slight hypocrite because I mainly like trap music now, and that's a whole different subject. But I don't know. But I feel like that I like trap music for different reasons. It's not really, again, for the lyrics. They're more for the production, like what's gonna bump in my whip. I'm a more production first type of person now than I was back then with lyrics. What we talking about? We talking about Eminem's legacy and reviewing his latest track, Houdini. What up, Trent? So